Alright, let's get the video going. Hey guys, I got a little interesting problem here, okay? I went to start my car this morning, the battery was dead and everything else. There was this fuse blown under the dash and everything else like that, but you're just going to have to see what I'm talking about as far as that goes. I've got some weird electrical problems, so let's go out in the garage and I'll show you what's going on. Oh, that's my wife's moped. Alright. Well, anyway, I came out here and it's just a 91 Legend. I mean, there's been a lot of mods to it and everything else. I got a lot of stuff on both. But it's got a Type 2 engine. It was originally an auto, but I did a manual swap on it. So I came out this morning to start the car, and the battery was dead. So I thought, okay, that's weird. It was kind of dead, so it needed a jump. So I went ahead and jump started it, and it started right up and everything else, but I didn't have any courtesy lights, no radio. It's kind of acting weird. Went to the gas station, filled it up, it ran fine, everything else like that, but still I didn't have any radio, and then I looked and my clock wasn't working. Well, I decided not to drive it today. I got some time off, so I decided to take a day off, drink a few beers, and take a look at it. So here's what I found. After investigation and everything else, everything narrowed down to this particular fuse, which is under here. And if you can see that, it's actually this little 7.5 amp fuse, which is, bear with me here, it's this backup radio 7.5 fuse, and on further investigation I found out that that actually supplies a lot more stuff than that, and it's basically a white and yellow wire and everything else. And I actually pulled this all out and everything else to make sure I had good continuity, made sure I had good battery voltage. Came all the way here, went all the way there. Well, first of all, it was blown. I replaced it. Fuse held and everything else like that, and I'm wondering if I had some kind of parasitic draw or something else like that. So then I went out there, replaced the fuse, looked at the wiring under there, the yellow and white wire, came in here. Oh, and my radio didn't work, so that was part of the problem initially and everything else like that. Another thing, that the fans didn't work, which was kind of strange. And then they come on intermittently. So after everything else like that, I decided to, I figured it was just a blown fuse and everything else like that, even though it's kind of weird that the battery was drained. So then I came out here, went ahead and started it up. You can see normal, position 2 or 3 on the ignition. I'm getting ready to start it. Everything else starts right up. Everything's fine, goes through the check. Everything's fine like that. And then when I shut it off, now I just turned it off. Now I don't know if you can see that, but I'm still getting a little bit of red light. There's a little bit more on my check engine light. And then if I turn on my brake, you can see that I got my brake light on. Okay, and it's like the computer is not shutting off. Now there's no keys in the ignition or anything like that. So I'm getting some kind of weird draw that keeps going. I mean, if I pulse it and everything else like that. And intermittently, what killed my battery was my fans coming on, which is kind of strange. So basically it doesn't look like my computer is completely turning off, and everything else like that. So it's like some kind of weird short circuit bypass of my ignition switch. Now I don't know if this is the ignition switch. I don't know if this is another problem. I mean, the car starts great. Everything else like that. Besides my lifter tick, but everything else is right there. But as you can see, I just turned it off, and I still, even if I remove the key from the ignition switch, key's out, I can still see that, and you can still see that. And here, let me put the parking brake on, and you can see that. So it's like my computer is not shutting off. I don't know, it's kind of a weird problem. Why don't you guys take a look at it and see what you think. Again, I originally blew that fuse and everything else, so it's kind of a cool, unique problem, so I'm still trying to work it out. All right.